From soldier to board gamer to YouTuber, this is Board Game Officer. Welcome back. We're going through the confrontation phase for Circle 1 of Dante Inferno. This is a prototype, so everything here is subject to change and is not full quality. Also, if you notice, my miniatures are painted because I actually got them from Chronicles of Drunagor because they're painted, so it makes it easier for you guys to tell who is who rather than just having more gray miniatures out there. Obviously, the big guys are the bad guys. Also, I wanted to talk about some differences in the Chronicle phase. Some things that I did wrong is they actually have an updated version of the rulebook. So I'm not going to change anything that happened, but basically during ordeals, you don't get any Arcana cards from rolling fumbles. The way that you get Arcana cards for the boss is you could actually take a Arcana card, give it to the malefactor, and you could re-roll all the dice for one character. And each character can choose to do so. Other than that, everything else would have been the same. I might have re-rolled the one that I failed, but that's okay. We'll just pretend like we didn't fail it, or that we failed it and though we took that wound. On Annabelle here, that we took that wound, we'll just kind of keep that there. Anyways, I'll kind of talk about how to play as we go through. Let's go ahead and get started here. Minos, the infernal judge. Finally, you arrive at the court, where Greek column rise to a starry ceiling that imitates the night of Crete. The infernal judge waits impatiently on his throne, and from where you stand you could barely see the tall who's not sentenced the damned, the tell who's not sentenced the damned. There, you wanted my attention, right? Well, here I am, but know that I am furious. You interrupt the nuptials that I have waited for more than 2 millennia, the former king snarls in a thunderous voice. Behind you, a woman sneaks through the walls, and you are struck by an epiphany. Minos had not allied with the invaders. He just took a time to spend with his wife, who came along with them. Nuptials? The poet gasped. Forgive me, your majesty and excellency, but in the name of the high power, I ask you to end your delights. Many souls without judgment return through the dark forest, and as you know well, the last thing men need is supposed messiahs. Dante forgets about the knights for a moment. May he forgive me, but 7 knights are my right, and 7 knights I shall have. And you, garrulous a poet, unless you wish for me to straighten that crooked nose of yours, turn around with your people, and do not bother me any longer. The Florentine thinks about an answer, but you are certain that the audience is over. All right, we are instructed to set up. As you can see, we already have everything set up, and we are instructed as soon as everything is set up, we are able to go ahead and start the caravan turn. So the caravan turn does start off with preparing 1, so each of our companions will get 1 token there. We'll take 1 off for each of these characters, and then we also are going to invigorate 3 for all of our characters here. 3. We'll each draw 4 cards for our 2 main malefactors here. Not our 2 main malefactors, our 2 full characters here. 4 for Sophia, and we'll shuffle these up, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 for Caden. Before we jump in here, let me show you each character here. So Caden here, he's got moving archery, which allows attacks you make receive a +2 dice bonus as long as you are 2 areas away from where you made your last attack. So he's going to want to be able to move. And then he has patrol. Whenever you move 1 basic action, you may move an additional area. So basically he moves easy and likes to move. So that really combos very well. Then he's got his longbow here that says whenever you make an attack, you may pay 2 vigor to reroll 1 die after making it. So that we got some rerolls with him. He does have an aggressiveness token, which allows us to discard it to add 4 hits to the attack roll. So not 4 dice, but 4 hits to the attack roll. So that will come in handy. Sophia here, she has backstab, which attacks you make to your target's back, consider their sturdiness 1 point lower, which that also could come in handy. Maybe we should actually give that aggressiveness to Sophia. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Well, I don't know if we can. I don't know if those are transferable or not. It's a good question. Then she has improvisation. You may play maneuver cards on top of other maneuver cards by paying 2 vigor points for each card that is already in that slot. Do not count the cards that you are playing. So we can play more cards on her turn, but we have to pay more vigor, and that does make us go through our deck more, which brings us to sin cards faster. And her weapon here is daggers. I know you can't read, oh, you can kind of read the name. But whenever you make an attack, if you are making an attack to the target's back, you may pay 1 vigor to add 1 hit to your roll after making it. So if we could do that and have an aggressiveness token, which I don't know if those are transferable or not, but that would be awesome. Then we have our 2 companions here, Gadissa and Annabelle. So Gadissa here has, for 1 ability, so these are his abilities. So they do not have any of those passive abilities. They just have 3 actions that you can do. He has Provoke. You receive Invigorate 4 and Empower 2. Until the end of this round, your marker on the fierceness track cannot move down, which that means he's just going to be up, which makes sense. And it goes up 3 there. Then he's got Ruthless Assault. You make an attack with a +1 die bonus. This attack receives an additional +4 dice bonus for each wound you have, for a total of +5 or +9. Dang, instead of Annabelle having that, we needed him to have that wound. And then Heavy Throw, which is there must be furniture in the area where you are. Throw furniture in this area at a malefactor within range 2, dealing 6 damage to them. You can pay up to 6 vigor points to increase the damage of this throw by the same amount. Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. Heavy Throw. Alright, now Annabelle here. She has Invigorating Prayer. You receive Inspire 1. Then you, or another champion within range 2, receive Invigorate 3. You can discard 4 inspired tokens to cause that champion to receive Restore 1. So we actually need to do that to herself so she could get rid of that wound. Then she has Bless. You receive Inspire 1. Then you or another champion within range 2 receive Empower 3. You can discard 4 inspired tokens to cause that champion to receive Restore 1. And then the one that we have covered through the wound, sorry, my computer's being a little slow here, I'll fix it here in a second. You receive Inspire 1, then a malefactor at any distance moves 3 approaching you. You may at this time discard 1 inspired token to grant precision to the next attack made against that malefactor this turn, which that's covered up, so we won't be able to use that one until we restore that wound there. Oh, and we did give the Angelic Sword to Gadissa here, which when you make an attack, before the roll, you may suffer stun 1 to receive Invigorate 3. So if he's about dying, that we could gain that vigor back. Basically what a stun does is we take away one of our readiness tokens, meaning that he can't activate as many abilities his turn. Annabelle here has the Holy Sacrament for the weapon, which is a staff look-like thing. As a free action once per turn, you may discard as many inspired tokens you want to make an attack of a +3 dice bonus per token discarded. So that is her only attack that she could do. As you noticed, her abilities, none of them caused any attacks there. So that is her only way to do an attack. We did give her the Caduceus of Asclepius. As a free action, you may suffer stun 3 and spend this card so that you or another champion at any range receive Restore 1. Actually, that might be a good thing to do right here at the beginning. Since I already only have 2 abilities, yeah, and I can restore that. Yep, okay. Anyways, and then I have a trait called the Vow of Redemption. Whenever you remove a sin card from your hand or board, you or another champion at any range receive Empower 4. So restoring is just for wounds. So we will need an ability that says Expiate. And Expiate means to get rid of a sin card. Alright, I think I fixed that little video stutter. I apologize about that. The last thing that we want to look at here is our Malefactor. Right now we have 2 Malefactors actually. As you can see there, we have Minos and the Throne of Limbo. So that's what this throne here is, actually Malefactor. It will do stuff to us, and we don't have to defeat it. Our objective is to defeat Minos. However, it may benefit us to destroy that throne as well. And so Wrestler, his 2 abilities there is Minos can hold any combination of 2 champions and or pillars. If he were to hold a 3rd object, release one of the items he is already holding. If he can, Minos releases pillars instead of champions. Pillars collapse when they are released. And Living Furniture. The Throne of Limbo is furniture and cannot move or change its facing, but it can be thrown or pushed. And then if you look there, Minos has 5 and Throne of Limbo has 7. And then up in the corners is a 2 and a 3. So that 5 is going to be the sturdiness of the Malefactor, meaning that we have to get 5 successes or 5 hits on the dice to do 1 wound. When we cause a wound, we'll discard from this pile. once this pile is all diminished is when we defeat that malefactor. The 2 up there is the threshold for a counterattack, meaning if we roll 2 fumbles while attacking Minos, we will have to do a counterattack. If we roll 3 fumbles with the throne, then we'll have to do a counterattack. So each malefactor is going to have their own threshold for counterattacks. As you can see here, this is our objective here that says, Minos is not willing to talk and will not understand any language other than that of the battlefield. When Minos is defeated, read the Fall of the Judge on page 29 of the Book of Chronicles. Defeat King Minos. So that is our objective, and our only objective right now. There is another one that's possibly we may get, we may not get, I don't know. But right now that's our only objective, is to kill or defeat King Minos here. Alright, in this game, there is no turn order. Anyone can activate at any time. We have this guy is Gadissa. This lady is going to be Annabelle. We have this lady that's going to be Sophia. And we have this lady but guy going to be Caden, because Caden's the archer. So I figure that goes well with being the archer. And that is going to be our characters there. So let's go ahead and see what we want to do here. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to have Caden do a long shot. Long shot says, well, actually, wait, hold on. Before I do that, Caden is going to move 1 and interact with that guy right there. So to do that, he had to pay 1 vigor to move, 1 vigor to interact. Now he's at a level 2, and he is 1, 2, 3 range away from the malefactor. And as you can see here, as I slide this down, that his range is 3, so he's in range of the malefactor to attack. And then I'm going to create or do his long shot, which says, you make a range attack with a bonus of a +1 die for each area you are away from your target, which we already talked about being 1, 2, 3, so it's going to be a +3 dice bonus, and he has a base of 3 dice, so that is going to be 6 dice from it. We don't get the +2 dice because we haven't attacked yet, so he can't gain that yet. Let's go ahead and roll our 6 dice here. Now remember, he does have a sturdiness of 5, so we need at least 5 hits here. And we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 with only 1 fumble. So his counterattack threshold is 2, so there is no threshold or no counterattack. But with that 2, 4, 6, 7, even though it's 7, the other 2 doesn't do too much. And he does take 1 damage, which we'll just discard that card there to show that we did that damage. All right. Starting off strong there, Caden. Starting off strong. Now, because we only have 1 readiness token away, that is the only action that he can do this round. So I am going to activate her Bless. You receive Inspire 1, which are these guys. Inspire 1. Then you or another champion within range 2 receive Empower 3. And you can discard 4 Inspire tokens to cause the champion to receive Restore 1. So we can't do that yet. But within range 2, I'm going to have, so she's right there, I'm going to have Sophia here gain 3 Empower. So Sophia gains these 3 Empowers, which basically means we could discard each one on our next attack to roll that many additional dice, which is for sure what I want to do. Actually, yes, let's do, so I'm just going to play a basic attack. Wait, first, I'm going to spend 2 vigor to come up behind him here as he is facing out that way. And this just says, oh, so I paid 2 vigor to do that. So you make an attack, which is 3 dice here. But I'm going to spend all 3 in power. And I don't know what is up with it. I fixed it for a second. And I'm going to spend 3 in power, so I'm rolling 6 dice here. So we're going to roll up these 6 dice. Oh, yeah, look at that. So that is 2, 4, 6. That's the exact same roll. 7. Oh, check this out. Check this out. Now, if you remember, because we are behind her, her ability Backstab is the malefactor's sturdiness is down 1. So usually that sturdiness is 5, but now it is 4, and we just did 7 damage. But then my dagger's ability is you may pay 1 vigor to add 1 hit to your roll. So I'll pay that 1 vigor. So this roll then becomes an 8 with a sturdiness of 4. That is 2 damage. 2 damage. 1, 2. Heck yeah. 2 wounds. 3 wounds without any counterattack. That is what I'm talking about. All right. But her turn is not over yet. However, even though he did not counterattack, he still turns. I still pissed him off enough for him to turn around and face me. So I'm going to pay 1 vigor to move to his backside again. So she has this thing called combo, meaning whenever I do my improvisation, which playing a card on top, that's called a combo. So this is called Twin Strike here. I'm going to pay the 2 vigor, and the 1 vigor to move here. And this does cost my fierceness to go up 1, which I did forget to do. So Caden went first. That was supposed to go up 1. Then Annabelle was supposed to go up 1. And now Sophia's going up 1. All right. Now we've got that all settled here. We've got, you must make this attack to the target's malefactor's back, which we are because we moved over. Then you make a melee attack with a +1 die bonus, so we got 4. And then combo, this attack receives an additional 3 dice for 4 total, and you become the fierce champion, which I'm already the fiercest champion, so that doesn't hurt. But we are going to have a 4, 5, 6, 7 dice attack. So we'll add 1 more dice to this pool, and we'll go ahead and roll here. Oh, ouch. Okay, this is going to hurt. All right. However, we still do a damage because we are the back, so that only needed 4. However, we only have 1 more. So adding 1 is not going to do anything for us this time. It was about time. I'm surprised we attacked 3 times without anything happening. So 2 is going to pass the threshold. So any base damage is going to be add 1 for that third one there. So let's go ahead. So we are going to discard this after it goes, but let's go ahead and read what it does. So if Minos is holding any champions, release the fiercest among them, inflicting 6 base damage on them. Then this counterattack ended. He's not holding anyone. Otherwise, advance to the area where the least fierce champion range is, which is going to be Gadisa here, which is right there. So he's going to advance to it. Then hold the least fierce champion in the area where Minos is, inflicting 3 base damage on them. So base damage meaning +1 from our dice roll here. So that is going to be 4 damage. And Gadisa is going to be held there. And Gadisa takes 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. So down to 4 vigor. All right. However, that card is still discarded. So we have done 4 damage here. Last one that hasn't done anything yet here is going to be Gadisa. All right. So when a character is being held, they cannot move. They will be carried along. So if the malefactor moves, Gadisa will go with him. But once per turn, you can take a 1 stun to test to try to get down. So to be able to try to do that, you will roll 6 dice and you could choose aggressiveness or prowess, meaning you have to roll those 6 dice and you have to get that number or lower to break free. So with Gadisa, if I try to, I could take the stun and then I will have to roll and try to get 2 or fewer fumbles. So let's go ahead. Well, actually first, but it doesn't say I can't activate. I mean, I'm sure I can attack, but if I do a provoke, I receive invigorate 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and empower 2. So I will empower 2, and I go up 3 on the fierceness track. 1, 2, 3, basically to the top. As you can see there, sorry, now I'm back up to the top there. But now I'm going to take 1 stun, so basically that goes away, so next time I'm only going to have 1 again. So I'm going to take that stun 1, so basically this just goes away, so I can't use it next turn until I prepare 1. And I'm going to roll 6 dice here. So I have to get 2 or less fumbles here, and I am broken free. Oh, no I am not. So nothing else happens. I'm just not released. I'm still just held in the arms of Minos. Although I don't feel like it's very loving arms here. All right, one more thing before we end the caravan's turn is I'm going to have Annabelle use the Caduceus of Asclepius. So as a free action, you may suffer stun 3 and spend this card so that you or another champion at any range receive restore 1. And she is the one that needs restore, so she'll receive stun 3, which is the best thing because we only had 1 available token to use. And we get that freed up. That just means we flip it over. It means that we've used it this confrontation phase, but it does not actually go away. So we could use that once each confrontation phase, as my understanding. Oh, I forgot, she does have a willpower token there, which as a free action, she can discard this to perform maneuver on a slot that is occupied by another maneuver card. Or basically because this is a companion, meaning I could do Invigorating Prayer twice if I wanted to by spending this token. All right, we have all activated as much as we can. So now we go on to the Malefactor's turn. Basically, Malefactor's turn, all we're going to do is we're just going to go from left to right, activating each card, and then that's pretty much all they do. Well, all they do. They might do a lot, but it is pretty straightforward. So, head to head, move 3, approaching the fiercest champion at any range. So, right now, Gadasa is the most fierce, but because he's being held, he's ignored. So we got to look at the next fierce, which is going to be Sophia. Sophia is straightforward, so we're going to move 3, approaching the fiercest champion at any range. So he's going to go 1, 2, and he only turns when told to. So he does not actually turn around yet. If there are any champions in the area where Minos is, hold the fiercest among them. Otherwise, yep, because he can hold 2, although this miniature can't actually hold 2 of us. There we go. So we're not doing the otherwise, but Minos slams the objects he is holding, inflicting 6 damage on each champion among them, and release all champions that are being held. So basically, he's just like comes up and BAM! Throws us to the ground. So we are doing 6 damage. We get thrown, and we could go any place here when we get released. But Gadasa and Sophia get 6 damage, which is horrible because she only had 3. So she goes down, and she is going to take a wound. So we're going to place a wound down on her, and then she goes back up to 6 vigor. Although luckily, Gadasa, because we gained that 4 vigor, he can take that hit, and he goes down to 2 vigor. All right, that was Minos. As I said, easy to activate, but still might do a lot. And when we are done with this card, we just shove it to the bottom of the deck, and then move on. Now, this is the Thrones card. Minos advances to the area where the fiercest champion is at any range, which Gadasa still is, so nothing happens here. Minos holds that champion, inflicting 3 damage on them. Come on! So picks him back up after being released, does 3 damage to him, which does kill him this time, so we'll have to put a wound, and we're going to put it on provoke, because I need attacks and stuff. And then his vigor goes back up to 6. And then, if Minos is within range 2 of the Throne of Limbo, activate it, play the top action deck, and then return it to the bottom. Otherwise, inflict 3 damage to each champion that he is holding. Wait, what? So Minos goes again? Because Minos is within range 2. Man, I should have paid attention to that being a thing. Dang. Okay. Well, I guess that means Minos goes again. So we'll put this one back, and we'll read this next top one. Advance to the area where the fiercest champion is, which will still there. Hold the fiercest champion in this where Minos is, so we'll hold both of us again. Nope. There we go. Now he's holding both of us. Face the farthest champion at any range. He's going to turn. So he is facing both. I guess he's the farthest one away. Move 3 in a straight line for each character or furniture in the area where Minos steps on, and whenever he makes a 180 turn, he inflicts 4 damage on each champion that is being held. Stolta Koya. Alright, that means he goes move 3 in a straight line. So 1, 2, 3. And because he moved through one person, for each character or furniture in the area where Minos steps on, is steps furniture? I don't think steps are furniture because you can't interact with steps. So you can't like throw them or anything. And whenever he makes a turn, he inflicts 4 damage on each that is being held. So each of them take 4 damage. So Gadasa will take 4 damage going back down to 2. And she will take 4 damage going back down to 2. Okay then. And we're still not done with the Malefactor's turn, so this will go to the bottom here. That was brutal. And we'll go through Limbo Event 1. Everyone dies. No. If the Throne of Limbo has not been destroyed, Minos advances to its area and sits on it. So he goes all the way up here to sit on his mighty throne. Minos faces the fiercest champion at any range, which he still is. That champion suffers the Mark of the Transgressor special wound. Store this card after resolving it. Meaning it doesn't go back on the bottom of the deck. Mark of Transgressor. So we'll look at through the special wounds here. We have a deck called Special Wounds. I found it. Mark of the Transgressor. You cannot resist sin cards. In the preparation step of the caravan's turn, right after Invigorate 3, you suffer 2 damage for each sin card in your hand. Although this damage reduces your vigor to 0, it cannot cause any wounds. And the most fierce is actually the Devotee, because these two are being held, so the most fierce is the Devotee, which is right there. Oh, how does that work? How does a special wound work on a companion? Or can a companion not receive it? So we'll just give it to Caden, because I don't know how that works. Caden's the other one that's there, so we'll just give it to Caden there. Alright, we already have 3. Everyone has a wound except for the Annabelle, that we just got rid of. She's the only one without a wound. However, that was finally the end of it. We place this card just off to the side. We don't put it back in. We did 4 damage, but they did a lot more than 4 damage to us. So, let's start here. We all receive Invigorate 3. 1, 2, 3. Annabelle is at top. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Also, we get rid of all these cards that were played. And we ready 1 token, which these two just get a single token because they got stunned last time. First thing that we're going to do here is I'm going to have Caden go 1, 2. For that, he'll have to play 1 vigor because he got to move. He gets to move an extra one. Now, whenever he makes an attack, he will get a +2 dice bonus. Oh, and we need to draw here for him. Draw 2 for her. There we go. And we're going to do a distract here. You make a ranged attack with a +2 dice bonus. Collateral. The target malefactor faces a champion at any range. That champion becomes the fiercest champion. So he is going to go up 1 on the fierceness track, like that. Now his basic is 3, 4, 5, because he moved 2, 6, 7. So 7 dice roll here. Go ahead and roll up these 7 dice. Oh man, dude, I don't know if we're gonna make it through this first one here. So we got 2, 3, 4, 5. So at least we do 1 damage or 1 wound, but he is going to counterattack with a +1 bonus. So we'll go here. If Minos is holding a champion, he throws the fiercest among them, the farthest pillar at any range, inflicting 6 base damage on them. Then this counter attack is ended. So Gaddisa is here, and he gets thrown to the farthest pillar, to right there. And Gaddisa takes 6 damage, which gives him another wound. So yes, we'll do this because I really want to throw that stupid throne. Alright, but that does do us another damage there. And he goes back up to 6. He goes back up to 6 after gaining that second wound. See, he gets 1 more wound, and it's already game over there. Oh, I guess, yeah, it still doesn't. No, that totally would have changed. Oh, guys, I totally messed that up. When you take a wound, you're supposed to go to the very end. So he's supposed to be at the very end, and she's supposed to be at the very end for taking those wounds. Ah, man. Which would have affected who they picked up last time. Yep, that was a total mistake. And that changed a lot, actually. I don't know how to retcon that. Because they would have picked other people up. I would have done different stuff. He would have done different stuff to different people. Oh, man. Well, maybe I'll just keep playing and give myself some leeway somewhere. I don't know. Let's see here. Ooh, check this out. Escape Artist. If you are being held, you are released. You draw a maneuver card. You receive Empower 2 or Invigorate 2. Let's Invigorate 2 just because she's dead already. And I get to draw another maneuver card. All right. That was sweet. That was needed. So she is back down there. And that does 0. Just to show that she got released. Now I'm going to have Annabelle go. I'm going to do Inspire 1. So I get my second Inspire token here. And the Malefactor moves 3 towards you. So the Malefactor goes 1, 2, 3. And I could discard an Inspiration for Precision to the next attack. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend 1. So the next attack has Precision. Which Precision just means no fumbles. Fumbles don't count for anything. They cannot counterattack. Because then what I'm going to do, I'm going to play Clear Shot here. You make a range attack with +1 die bonus. If you are above your target, this attack receives additional of +2 dice bonus. And actually before, I'm going to go 1, 2, so I'm 2 away. Sorry, my computer's being slow today. So I moved 2, which I do have to pay just 1 vigor for. So that is, and if I'm above my target, I get +2 dice, which I am still above my target. He is 1 away, and I'm 2 further away from where I was during my last attack. So I get my another +2. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I'm gonna discard this aggressiveness token to add 4 more dice. No, 4 more hits. Sorry, I take that back. That's hits, not dice. Which, do I have to spend that before or after my roll? After they make it. So I could add 4 more hits to this if I need be. So what did we have again? We have 3, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to come here. We're going to roll 8 of these dice. Now this is in precision, means no matter what, however many fumbles we roll, they will not counterattack. Yes, that is a good amount of hits. And only 1 fumble, so that precision didn't matter. But let's see how many we have here. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 12, 13. And if we, you know what? I am going to, whenever you make an attack, you may pay 2 to reroll 1 die after making it. So I'm going to pay 2 vigor, and I'm going to reroll this 1 fumble here. Come on. Ah, dang. I was hoping if I could get 2, then that would be, anyways, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. We need 15 to do 2. Is it worth? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. At this point, it is. I'm going to spend this aggressiveness token to add 4 hits, which does 3 damage to it with no counterattack. We got 1, 2, 3. Heck yeah, man. And that was Caden's turn there. We will go ahead and actually have Gadisa here. Ooh, actually, nope. I'm going to have Caden 1 vigor to move down to there, and another vigor to interact with that treasure chest there, which takes us to this finding deck, which is basically like a treasure deck. These can be super powerful. I should have gone for these a little bit sooner too. But, and we get Waters of the Styx. As a free action, discard this card to receive Invigorate 2 and remove a sync card from your hand. Companion champions receive Restore 1 instead. Oh, and this is Caden, who can't get rid of sin cards, so we're going to have to give that to someone else. But we will go and put this in the finding slot there. But that's going to be really good actually for Sophia. I might give that to Sophia here. Now Sophia's, oh actually no, what we're going to do next is, Gadisa is going to do heavy throw. There must be furniture in the area where you are. Throw furniture in this area at a malefactor within range 2, dealing 6 damage to them. And you can pay up to 6 vigor points to increase the damage of the throw by that much. So Gadisa, who's here, is going to throw this, smack it onto him, which will tumble that over in his area like that, causing 6 damage. However, I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 vigor to add another 4 hits onto that, so that is 10, which that will do 2 damage. 1 and 2. All right, now we're starting to see some movement through that deck. Now we're going to come here to Sophia, and he did turn towards him when he threw that, so that was there. Oh. I did forget to move my fierceness up for him, but he is already the fiercest champion, so that's okay there. I do forget that quite a bit, and I'm not very good at that, which, as we can already see, has made big implications here. So I'm going to have Sophia do performance. Copy a maneuver that is on another champion's board or belongs to a champion. Consider that you are wielding the weapon that belongs to the champion who owns that maneuver instead of your own when making attacks. So I am actually first going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. That way I'm in his back there. This is probably not the smartest thing here. But now I'm attacking his back, so his sturdiness is down 1. And I'm using his weapon, which is... Oh, wait. I'm doing the clear shot. You make a range attack with +1 die bonus. If you are above your target, this attack receives an additional +2 dice for a total of +3. So I am above him. So I get that +2. So that is going to be 6 dice here. And his sturdiness is down by 1 because I am behind him. There we go. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes! Being behind him worked. And no counterattack. So we do another 2 damage. 1 and 2. All right, we are about halfway. But that was 2 fierceness. So that means she does go up the fierceness 1, 2 to right there. All right, now let's see if we survive this next round. Oh, and he did turn around to face him at least, even though he didn't counterattack. But let's see if, if this is as bad as last time here. So we will just start right here. So we have home run. Move 3 approaching the fiercest champion at any range. Fiercest champion is going to be Gadissa here. Or Caden, sorry. Who is over here. Move 3 approaching right there. If there are any champions in the area where Minos is, inflict 4 damage on the fiercest among them. This action inflicts an additional 4 damage for each object Minos is holding. That champion suffers push 2. So he's going to get pushed 1, 2, and 4 damage. Oh, which does put him down. Oh, so he gets his second wound. It doesn't matter which one I take away here. That's his second wound. But that is all that he does. However, now we go on to the throne here. Slam the hammer. Minos advances to the area where the fiercest champion is at any range. So the fiercest champion is still Gadissa, so Minos advances to here. Minos holds that champion, inflicting 3 damage to them. So Gadissa gets... Not Gadissa. Okay. This was supposed to be here. He got pushed 2. 1, 2. Gadissa stayed there. Now here and holding Caden. Man, Caden and Gadissa, I keep getting messed up. And does 3 damage to them. So he did gain back up to 6 and then taking 3 damage again. And then if Minos is within range 2 from the throne, activate it. However, he is not. Otherwise, inflict 3 damage to the champ that he's holding. Okay, seriously? That means we just lost because another 3 damage. No, because he's not the fiercest champion. Oh, guys. All right, we've got to retcon something because that just killed me. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're just not going to take that damage because someone else should have taken that damage. But I don't know who, and I don't want to worry about it right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 things because I'm pretty sure I have 2 wounds more than I should have because I should have distributed that damage out a little bit more. There's a rule out there to make it a little bit easier for you. So normally when you have wounds, that means that you cannot play a maneuver card on that wound. Like that wound covers that up. An easier mode is that yes, that wound is there, but it does not block the maneuver slot. So I think I'm just going to play with that easier rule from here on out. So same thing like with Gadissa, like I can still do these. It is just I have 2 wounds on him. So it still goes towards losing. That way, because I'm pretty sure I have more wounds than I should. That's what we're going to do. And I think I like that. That way it doesn't make this a complete loss. Though you could still call it a loss. But that's just because of my own stupidity. But, so that's what we're going to do. And the last thing that we still need to do is this confrontation event here. So let's just finally correct that. So he goes down there. The fiercest champion at any range server polymorphism. Further details about this transformation can be found in the keyword section of the Book of Commandments. Read scene The Black Widow on page XX of the Book of Chronicles. Store this card after resolving it. Okay. So that sucks. So the fiercest champion is going to be Sophia. So what's going to happen here is her card gets polymorph champion, gets covered there. The attack card gets pulled there. And she draws 4 cards from this deck here. Now, this now is her hand until she either restores 1 or gets attacked. So I'm only supposed to draw as many cards as I had. So I had 3 cards in my hand. So that means I am only drawing 3 from her deck, from the Capybara's deck, which we'll put right there. And we are going to replace that with the Capybara. As you can see there's the pretty little Capybara. Right there. I had a 3D printed Capybara. I don't know what happened to it. So we're going to have to just use that standee for right now. All right. So now let's go ahead and read The Black Widow. Scene. The Black Widow. Cordiality. Oh, I don't know that word. Cordiality gives way to blood as the infernal judge does not intend to do his duty. A fact that, to the poet's surprise, did not even result in any punishment. Does the devil no longer care? Or worse, does the high power? Although the former king proves to be a skilled warrior, the numbers are in your favor, as is the advantage in the fight. When she realizes that the cunning woman takes courage and comes out of the shadows, her eyes glitter, crackling with the supernatural power. Husband! She shouts as she floats a foot off the ground. Her hair waves as if she is a storm personified. Let me help you deal with this scum! A sorceress, a creature your mortal mind could not even imagine existed, joins the fight. The Queen of Crete has joined the fight. Flip the King Minos' status card. Shuffle Pasiphae's action cards and place them with the action face up in the third slot of the confrontation board. Pasiphae does not act in the turn when she joins the fight. Place Pasiphae's model in the indicated position facing the fiercest champion at any range. If the caravan has the imposter exposed discovery card, read the conventions of a dying man seen below. Otherwise, just continue the confrontation. Pasiphae does not act the moment she joins the fight, which we do not have that. So we will add her to the fight here. So we will place her miniature in this spot here, facing the fiercest champion, which is actually the devotee there. And that is finally the end of that round. Whew, I don't know if we're going to survive this. Maybe if I play right, maybe I will. Alright, so let's go ahead and clean up phase. 1, 2, 3. Discard that. 1, 2, 3. Discard those. And they each get another one here. And 1, 2, 3. And she's still up at top there. Alright. So remember, we are playing that we could play on top of these wounds here. So we will focus on that. Oh, these empowers, I forgot. They do not go through the round. So because that was given last round, that is actually wasted there. And now what do we want? Oh, now we have to draw up to 4. Draw up to 4. And let's see what we want to do here. So I'm going to just shift those down like that to indicate that I can play on them. So the first thing I'm going to do here is actually I'm going to have Capybara here dig for treasure. If there are 3 arcs or less on the board, place an arc on a free space in the area you are in. Otherwise, draw a finding card. So there are 3 or less, but so we're going to, oh, this is the one that we used. I forgot to take that away. But we are just going to place one right there. And then I'm going to have the Capybara go again here. Move 1, you make a melee attack with a +1 die bonus. So I'm going to move 1, and I'm going to attack him with a +1 die bonus, which he does have a basic of 3. And this is whenever you make an attack before the roll, you may suffer stun 1 to receive a +3 dice bonus, which I will do actually. So I'm going to put a stun on that one there. So I get a +3. And a +1, that's 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is a 7 dice roll here. 2, 4, 6, 7. Go ahead and see what this Capybara can do. Oh, okay. We got 3, 6, 7, 8. Ah, that's okay. 1 damage with no. The Capybara comes in with a little gnawing. Nom, 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 nom. And bites 1 off. I counted up. We are exactly halfway now. So that was the Capybara. Now Gaddisa is going to take 2 vigor to go 1, 2. So he does that for 2. And then he is going to do heavy throw, where he is going to throw this at him to do 6 damage. Now he can add more damage, but I don't have enough vigor to do so. So I'm just going to do 1 damage to him for doing that heavy throw, which this small pillar will just fall down. I can put it anywhere on here, so I'm going to put it on this side there. Oh yeah, you can't even see that, but I put it over there. Then I'm going to have Annabelle go. Annabelle is going to Invigorating Prayer, receive Inspire 1. Then in range 2, receive Invigorate 3, which I'm going to have Caden here. 1, 2. I'm going to have Caden. Oh no, Caden can't receive stuff because she's being held. You know, you can't really see that, but he's being held, so he actually cannot be the target for that. So maybe I won't do that yet. Maybe what I'll do is receive Inspire 1, and I'm going to have Gaddisa get Empower 3, like that. Oh, yeah. And then Gaddisa is going, oh, dang it. He can't make an attack. Also, just to point out, I did put Pasiphae's deck here. Our goal is still just to defeat Minos, but now we have these other 2 attacking us, which, because it wasn't punching enough. So next I'm going to receive Inspire 1, so you get that 3rd Inspire, and the Malefactor approaches you, so he's gonna go 1, 2, and yeah, I am gonna spend 1 to make the next attack with precision. Oh man, sorry, I was meant to do that all here. So I'm doing compel here. Now I'm gonna have Gaddisa move one more, so he is in that area there. And then here's where it gets real good. Is my Ruthless Assault. You make an attack with +1 die bonus. This attack receives an additional +4 bonus for each wound. I have 2 wounds, so it's going to be a +9, which is base 4, so that's 13, and my 3 in power, so that's 16. So 16 dice, and it is precision, which is good, because or else I would be afraid. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 16 dice. And it's with precision, so I can only do damage. Here is what 16 dice. Here's what 16 dice looks like here. We've got all of that dice there. I actually dropped one. All right. So we will go ahead and roll here. Oh, that's awesome. All right, let's go ahead and just take those fumbles out because they don't matter. Wow, let's do the math here. We've got 2, 4, 5. There's 1 damage. 2, 4, 5. There's another damage. 2, 4, 5. There's another damage. 2, 4, 5. And a double damage. So I do 4 damage. Heck yeah. So we'll come over here and go 1, 2, 3. Oh, and there's that Arcana card, which we got rid of without even having to deal with. And boom shakalaka. There we have that amazing attack by Gaddisa, who's almost dead, but taking full advantage of that. And he's actually almost dead anyways, and that goes up to 2. So oh my gosh, I'm horrible at this game. All right, so let's see who activated when. Caden hasn't done anything yet. Capybara went twice, 1 and 1. Capybara is here up top, so that didn't matter. Then we had Annabelle go twice for 2 and 3, so she went up to the top. And then Gaddisa did it first, and then she went up, and then he just went up. So he is the fiercest, and that's not good because he only has 2 health here. So that's what the fierceness tracker looks like right now, which is definitely not where we want it. We want Annabelle to be top here because she has plenty of health. And yeah, I don't know if we'll survive this. But we'll keep trying here. We'll keep trying. So I am going to take a stun here and try to get out. So with that, if you remember, I either do aggressive or prowess. Oh, which is only 1. He has 1. So I have to roll 6 dice. And I can only get 1 fumble to try to get down, trying to be released. Oh yeah! I only got 1. So that means I am released. And since I can't land in there, I could go to anywhere to the side, and I'm going to come right there. And now, what do we want to do? So I'm going to move 1 and interact, so I'm there. So I had to take 2 vigor for that. So first here I'm going to play Invigorate 3. So I go back up to 7, receive Empower 2 for the number of level you on. I am on a level 2, so I gain 4 in power, just like that. So just like that, shown there. So that was all that one did, and fierceness is 0 there. And then I'm going to play a powerful shot. I must discard a maneuver card, which I'll discard this card, I guess. And you make a range attack with a +4 dice bonus. If you are above your target, this receives an additional +2 dice for +6. And I am definitely above him, and I'm range of 2 away. And I am 2 away from where I attacked last, because I attacked like way over here last. So that means I've got 3 for my weapon, 6, so 9, 10, 11. So I have an 11 dice attack here. 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 dice. So 11 dice here. Oh my goodness. There's no way I survive this attack. No way I survive this attack. There's 0 way that I survive this attack. But I do 1 damage, and he is counterattacking for a +4 base damage. All right, let's see if we survive this. This might be the end here. Crunch. If Minos is holding any champions, no. Otherwise, advance to the area of the least fierce champion, which is Oh, Caden was supposed to go up 3. So the least fierce champion is going to be the Capybara, actually. So he's going to go up to there. Hold the least fierce champion in the area where Minos is, inflicting 3 base damage. 3 plus the 4 is 7 base damage. 7 base damage to the Capybara will definitely kill it. Well, not kill it, but will add a wound to it. And that is everything for the counterattack. So we survived the counterattack. That was actually not too bad. All right. Now what else is there to do? So that goes back up to 6 there. Capybara here is going to play a provoke, which is move 2, which I cannot give up this movement, so I have to move 2. So 1, 2. Nope. 1. Dang. Yeah, 1, 2. That's my only option because I can't move through there. Dang it. Well, let's have Annabelle move real quick. I don't think she's moved this whole turn. So she'll move 1 so she can go into there. And I do that because you and each other champion within range 1 and power 1. Which actually doesn't matter because no one else is attacking. So I guess that really doesn't matter. So I just play that just to play that. But that is going to be the end of the caravan phase here. Because no one can do anything else. And yeah. So we only have 7 left out of, I think, 26 we had. 26 cards, and there's only 7 left. So it's getting there. If we could survive throughout this Malefactor turn, I think we might be able to pull it off. It's going to be close, but I don't know if I'll survive this because he's got 2 wounds, he's got 2 wounds, he's got 2 wounds, and she has no wounds. But because she's not doing much, so she keeps giving stuff, and then everybody else keeps doing stuff, and so I just haven't played that out well, letting her stay at the bottom there. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. Advance to the area where the fiercest champion at any range is. Wait, wasn't the Capybara being held? I don't remember. We'll just keep playing. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure it's going to be over here anyways. Advance to the area where the fiercest champion is, which is going to be Caden. So, which is all the way over there. Go right there. Hold the fiercest champion where Minos is. Can I block being held or just an attack? I think so. You could use pillars. You could like dodge out of the way, or I think it's like a backflip out of the way and have them attack that. But I don't know if I could do that with just being held. Hold the fiercest champion in the area. I'm gonna say I'm gonna backflip off of this and make him hold this. I don't know if that's the thing that I can do, but that's what I'm doing. I do have to pay 2 vigor to do that, or I take 2 damage from going off, either one. And then it says, face the farthest champion at any range, which is that guy. So he's going to turn that way to face him. Yeah, that doesn't, there we go, that stays better. Move 3 in a straight line. For each character or furniture in the area where Minos steps on, and whenever he makes a 180 turn, he inflicts 4 damage on each champion being held. Haha, 1. And he can't go up, so he turns, and I guess does damage to this thing. Does that mean he drops it? Because he does damage to it, so he drops it? That's what I'm going to say. I don't know if I'm playing that right. Well, that's what I'm going per rules written, and I could be reading some rules wrong. Now it is the throne's turn. Move Minos. Minos moves 2, approaching the throne of Limbo. 1, 2. If Minos has reached the throne, he sits on it instead of shoving it, shuffling 2 Arcanas into his action deck. Whoa. Otherwise, inflict 2 damage on each champion at any range. Destroy the 2 standing pillars that are closest to Minos. So that one's the closest, and that one's the closest. Either one, but I'll do that one. So 2 damage on everyone. And that kills Gadissa. Only 2 damage. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, and 1, 2, which kills him. Let's pretend like he's not dead at 1 and see what happens here. Oh, sorry. So he only had 2 health. So I did officially just lose, but I'm going to pretend like he has 1 health less just because I want to see what happens. I want to see what Pasiphae does. So Pasiphae activates now, and face the fiercest champion at any range, which she already is. Move 2, distancing from that champion. So that's as far as she can go. Inflict 12 damage assigned equally, rounding down among all characters that are within range 1 of that champion. Ooh! Which is no one. Holy cow. Tip, when an action inflicts damage on all characters, it also targets the malefactor. What? Well, that would have been really nice for him to be closer. But here's the question. Do I keep playing? You know what? I'm going to keep playing just because I want to see this out one more round. Oh, also, I received a wound, which means that I am not the Capybara anymore. And I get to reshuffle my deck and draw cards. So I'm not the Capybara anymore because I received that wound, and I get my deck back. Haha! I mean, I know technically I lost, but this game's fun, so I'm going to keep playing it anyways and just have 1 health left. But we'll call it a loss. But other than that, we actually did pretty okay. All right, so we're going to draw 4 cards for her. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was... But when you get undone from that, you actually stun 3. So during this phase, we got 1, 2, 3, and we'll prepare 1. So we only have 1 open slot, actually, to play as her. But we are not the capybara anymore. That means we could switch this back out. And now we go 1, 2, 3. However, we can't draw any cards there, so we will shuffle this deck. Oh, after putting these in there. We will shuffle this deck here. And first we draw a Sin card, which is Betray. Which is reaction. When a malefactor at any range is about to inflict damage on you or another champion at any range, redirect that damage to another malefactor who is in the same area as that champion. Malefactors do not hold other malefactors. You draw a Sin card. Sin cards remain in your hand until you receive an effect that allows you to remove them or yield to them. However, I cannot play this card because I already have 2 wounds, so playing it would kill me immediately, so I can't play it. And because of my mark of the transgressor, I cannot get rid of it. But drawing it, that counts as 1 of my 4. And we ready that one. And then we also gain 1 more token for each of these guys to play more actions here. All right. Game on. Let's see if we can't finish this off. Even though we already lost, but that's all right. Let's see what we could do. So first off, I'm going to have Caden. I'm going to have him run, go 1, 2, 3, go all the way back up into there. Not Caden, Gadissa. Sorry, Gadissa. I didn't move Gadissa. Oh, whoops, I forgot to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I moved him 3 just to be there. So then I could do a heavy throw. So I'm going to throw this pillar at this big guy, and he's going to turn to face me, because I'm right there. But I do 6 damage, which will do 1 wound. I can't do anything else. And then I'm going to provoke. I'm going to invigorate 4. So I go up to 5. Empower 2. However, that does make me for sure the fiercest champion. And I can't not become the fiercest champion. That has to stay up at the top. And then I'm going to make an attack with a +1. This attack receives an additional +4 for wounds. So I get a +9, +9, 10, 11, 15. So this is going to be a 15 dice roll. However, this is not... Wait. Before I did that, let's play this smart here. Before I did that, she did receive 1 Inspire, but I'm going to spend that Inspire and move the malefactor any distance, move 3 approaching you, which is 1, 2, and then spend that for its precision. Then I'm going to play that. So I've got 15 dice with precision again. So let's go ahead and take this 15 dice. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. All right. We got 15 dice, and it's precision, so nothing... So it doesn't matter. The fumbles don't matter. All right, we're going to play that there. So we've got... Which that's a good thing, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 fumbles. But we got 2, 4, 5. We've got 2, 4, 5. Oh, yeah, we have 2, 4, 5, exactly 15. So that is 3 damage. 1, 2, and 3. We only have 3 health left. 3 cards left. That's what I'm saying. I think we might be able to do this. 3 things. We got this. Without hopefully dying again and again and again. So, nope. I'm going to go back 1. Because it's all the same turn, I'm playing all of them. So I'm going to say I did this. Invigorate 2, 1, 2, set a trap, and I set that trap right here before that what I just did. So when the malefactor moved through it, stepped on that trap, and takes 1 more damage. So obviously I'm in favor of retconning stuff when it's my turn, and we all could play it in the same order, and that doesn't change much, so now we only have 2 more damage to go. Let's do... Caden here. Caden's gonna move 1, 2. Yep, that's perfect. And then gonna play this long shot. You make a range attack with a bonus of +1 die for each area you are away from your target, which I am 3, and my range is 3, so that's a +3. And I am 2 away from my last place I attacked, so I get a +2, so that is an 8 die attack. However, this one does not have precision, that's for sure. So that's 6, 7, 8. Come on, roll good. Ooh, he does get a +1 battle, but that's 2, 5. Oh, I'm off by 1. Ooh, but this is Caden. This is Caden, so he can take 2 vigor to reroll 1. All right, come on. All I need is 1. All I need is 1. And that is 2 damage. 1, 2. However, I do believe that I do have to resolve this to officially win. So let's do the counterattack with a +1. No, it's just a counterattack. Yeah, counterattack with no bonuses. Move 2, approaching the fiercest champion, which is going to be Gadasa because there's nothing we can do about that. So he goes there. If there are any champions in the area where Minos is, inflict 3 base damage among the fiercest among them. And the champion suffers push 1. He suffers 3 base damage, 1, 2, 3, and is pushed 1 to right there. And that is it. And that is the battle. All right. That was intense. I made it way more intense than needed with not messing with the fierceness track. That fierceness track is something that you cannot forget because that changes everything. So the thing that I kept forgetting was when you take a wound, your fierceness tokens goes all the way to the end. Basically, so you're not the most fierce, so you're less likely to be attacked and grabbed and stuff. Which I just had the same person being grabbed over and over and over again. And that's what caused me to get so many wounds so quickly on some people. However, yes, this was an official loss, but I'm still going to go forward with the next confrontation. Let's go ahead and read The Fall of the Judge. Final scene, The Fall of the Judge. Minos leaves you no choice but to face him, and so you do. He is a formidable opponent. But as you see how you fight so well together, your choice to embark on this challenging journey begins to make sense. Enough! The poet prevents the final blow. We have come here to undo a sacrilege, not to slaughter those who are at his service. The Florentine holds you back. Slaughter? The former king laughs. You cannot kill me, mortals. I am but a damned soul like those I sentence. If my body falls, I will rise again. Unlike you, the residents of the Inferno cannot truly die here. The divine arrangement is meant to be eternal. However, I do acknowledge defeat. The judge now looks at his wife, preparing for her protest. Husband, how could you? Pasiphae complains. We do not know these people. We do not need to serve them. Leave it be, woman. Spare my ears, because I am to talk now. The patriarch ends the subject by evoking the authority he once had in his home in his time and culture. Each champion progresses their maneuver deck, replacing one level 1 card with a level 2 card. Now that you have finished reading the confrontation conclusion, appropriate to the objective you achieved, you can read the final scene, the first step, which will close the narrative for the circle and provide instructions for saving your campaign. Final scene, the first step. With his affairs resolved, the former king now devotes all his attention to you. Dante takes the lead and patiently speaks about the sacrilege and your arrival. I let them pass, Minos laments, coming to his senses and his post. I let them pass as an engagement gift for my second nuptials. But they said their journey is as blessed as their first once was. Since heaven did not punish you, I believe they spoke the truth. The magistrate's confusion is legitimate, as even the poet is not sure whether the knight's journey is divine. After all, it was the saints who were concerned about the invasion, not the high power. The man claimed to lead his people to salvation and would not allow anyone to stop him, not even the devil himself. The host remembers. Poet, for all I know, this could be just another test of humanity, born of boredom. You leave pondering this. Be that as it may, the patrons of the second visit to the Inferno were clear. The order must be stopped. For better or worse, this is what the Florentine will try to do. But is it what you want? Before moving on to the next chapter, be sure to complete the procedures below in order to save the game. Return any tokens the champion have to the tokens tray. Store the confrontation objective card that the caravan completed and the discovery card it has picked up in the caravan box. Rebuild the Arcana, Wound, Sin, and Findings deck. Return any cards that are in the Malefactor's action deck or the champion's board or hands to them. Undo the setup for this confrontation, storing any confrontation objective cards that haven't been completed, the Malefactor status card, and the Malefactor action confrontation event deck. If you are ending the game session, store all maneuver cards and equipment wielded by your champion in their champion box. This will be your champion's starting state in the next circle. Otherwise, if you keep playing, prepare the caravan as you would do at the beginning of each circle. Your instruction ends here, and you can store your materials or start a new session. Alright, there you have the confrontation phase of Circle 1. Yes, it was technically a loss, but we're just going to go forward as if it was a win because I messed up quite a bit. But that was exciting. That was some fun dice rolling. Also, just to know that this is a sponsored video with CGS. So take that for what it may, and I will see you later.